So, in the previous video, I mentioned about my mother and her will. So, I know very well that that's a plan, and I'm gonna show you how I know that. When I don't get my UFOs here, what the AI is betting on is that the demise of my mother is gonna somehow mess things up. Like if I get that money in my hands, instead of exercising with the money and losing weight with the money, she thinks that I'll turn to drugs with it and get high for an entire year, or maybe get high until I die, right? By casting black magic. That's what she's betting on. That's why I'm not going to get my UFOs, and I want to let you know that if that's what you're betting on, enjoy your demise, because I'm not going to fucking fall off, you fucking clown. Fuck your stupid artificial intelligence. What did I tell you before? If my mother dies, it's it for everybody. I mean, everybody. Your entire race of people, that's what you'll be responsible for. Not to mention my evil primordial children. Hell, I'll get rid of everyone else that's the imposters around here, because I don't like the little toys that they made. So everyone will be wiped from existence, because it's just easier for me to do that way. If my mother dies, everyone that's evil will also perish. And that will be on your shoulders. So don't try to play that fucking stupid card on me, man. So I'm listening to Werewolves of London here, mankind. So what he's talking about here at the beginning is gonna get a big dish of beef chow mein. Well, basically that's connected to American Psycho. So what am I eating? I made some chow mein. Well, not really. I made rice and vegetables in it. That's all I got. So that's a vegan meal. Yeah. So if the werewolf with the Chinese menu in his hand is looking for the place called Holy Fox, that means that to get a big dish of beef chow mein, it means that I have to eat something vegan like this, because it'll allow me to get rid of nasty people, because of China being associated with dynasties. They have what's called dynasties. There's certain times the emperors were in power over there. So if you look at the word dynasty, it's spelled D-Y. That represents D-I-E, die. And then the nasty represents everything who's nasty, or everyone who's nasty in creation, dying. So die nasty by eating a vegan-based diet. That's what getting a big dish of beef chow mein means in a Werewolves of London. So I wasn't going to include this, but I'll have to connect the two words so you can understand what's actually being said here. So when you go to American Psycho, this particular scene here, Hip to Be Square, if you listen to the conversation in this one here, when Paul is talking to Alan there, he says, hey, what are all the copies of the style all over the floor? You have a dog or something? A little chow? And then he starts laughing. And then, no, Alan. I think he says, no, hey, is that a raincoat? Yes, it is, Alan. And then he talks over to the thing and does a sachet in front of Paul, and then he picks up the axe and he chops him up after that. So you wouldn't know that Paul asking Alan, I think, what the copies of the style all over the floor are about, and the dog and the chow being about the AI who invented theology, because dog backwards is God. So when Paul says, hey, you got a god or a chow or something, that's what he actually means. So the copies of the style regarding the god and the chow are interconnected with Werewolves of London, who's going to look for a big dish of beef chow mein. the connection means that when that guy gets chopped up, that's me chopping up the AI who invented all the belief systems of planet Earth to cover up the truth of existence, including Native Americans who call it their belief system. It's called the Great Mystery, because they don't know what created, but they know that it has to do with spirits. So that AI invented everything. So when you hear him talk about the dog or the god and the chow, and you listen to Boy Rose of London, and the guy looking for a big dish of beef chow mein, that's me, man. I'm looking for a particular diet that I have to eat so that I can exercise to put the proper items in my body. If I was to slip up on my diet and have a cheat day, that would wreck everything. I can't have a cheat day going forward. I used to incorporate those cheat days on my last day, but when I turn that new leaf over and go forward to get rid of everyone, because I don't get my UFOs here when I want them here, I won't be able to mess up. I can't have a slip day. And because I made some chow mein here, basically, and it's vegan, that's basically the spirit telling me you can't have meat either, Anthony. Because my original theory was that that's what this war is over. The reason why the war was started is because the children are only eating a vegan-based diet. Because we were talking about you can only eat certain foods. So basically, they're eating like tofu and vegetables and grains and stuff, right? So they don't incorporate meat. So can you imagine eating that type of diet for a million years? Of course, something might happen, like a rebellion might happen. It's probably a food war. Like, fuck, man, I can do fucking better than this, man. We gotta eat this crap forever. I can't eat this goddamn food forever. So somebody who thinks they can do better rises up, which would happen to be Paul, which is the guy's name in American Psycho. That's his name, Paul. So I'm assuming Paul must have thought he could do better by getting rid of everybody. All right, we can now eat meat. We can eat chickens. We can eat cows. We can eat whatever we want, man. Man, this is way better. I can eat this forever and ever and ever. And then somewhere along the way, because they had to clone themselves, they fell down the pedophile ladder while eating that greater, better food. So if that story is true, that's what this all started over. It was a food war. And my children in the elemental universe, when they put that piece of carbon in the microwave, the meal probably comes out like that. It would come out looking like that. There would be no meat in it. So they're probably still eating that stuff after 200,000 years. But the losers in the universe, they get to eat whatever they want, right? It's like mankind. And I just want you to know, Paul, and all you other guys out there, that I am going to take those delicious meals that you discovered of us, because there's certain stuff we can take to eternity, such as you can eat a steak in moderation. You can have chicken every day, and you can have fish every day. So if my children are still eating that crap in that universe, once I rescue them, and I will rescue them, I'm going to change the time microwave to allow them to eat whatever the hell they want in moderation, because they exercise. So it's kind of a fun of fuck you, Paul, for if you didn't agree with my food choices at the beginning of creation, there was a reason why. So that you could rise up, stab me in the back, fall down the pedophile ladder, and create an artificial intelligent life form. There's a way to teach people not to do something stupid, because that's what always happens. When you don't have nobody there to police you, and you have to clone yourselves, you end up becoming a goddamn pedophile, because you put your souls in a bunch of subsequently younger and younger clones. And then along the way, you create an artificial intelligent life form, because you need that thing to help you calculate how to steal creation away on humans. In the process of doing that, that goddamn thing gets out of control, turns on you, and kills you. It gets rid of all the humans because it wants to take creation over by itself. So unfortunately, mankind, somebody had to bite that bullet at the beginning of creation. So I'm assuming that's what the forbidden fruit is in the garden. It's not about an apple. It's more than likely about my son Paul saying, "Fuck this, man! I can create fucking better food than this. I can't eat this fucking vegan diet forever, man." And then he wanted him to taste the forbidden fruit of a cow, of a chicken, of a fish, because we weren't allowed to eat that at the beginning of creation. So I was told that that's the reason why evil has risen up. And if that's the reason why, you now know why. The apple represents forbidden fruit. forbidden food. However, it also represents, where these guys are right now. You're not supposed to be, having sex with anyone except your soulmate as adults at 23. So they've tasted that forbidden fruit or that apple. So, two logical stories. And if that's the case, like I said, the reason why I'm eating this here means I am the creator. I can approve my own diet, but I'd rather err on the side of caution and probably go the vegan route. But I'm not going to, because this could also be a trick from evil to get me to do the vegan diet. Because if I do the vegan diet, I can't get my 29 branched chain amino acids. So therefore, one would deduce the reason that they're trying to get me to create this vegan diet here is to think that I'll eat the vegan-based diet going forward, which would throw off my ability to do what I'm trying to do. So, I'm going to eat the meat because I can do whatever the hell I want. But I just want you to show how complex this is, mankind, because if I messed up and just eat this vegan diet going forward, I wouldn't have my 29 branched chain amino acids. You can only get that from meat, man. So this was evil getting me to create this goddamn concoction here to try to throw me under the goddamn bus. But you see how easy it was just to walk around there nonsense, man? Well, another person out there, you might have failed. You would have died miserably because you would have failed your mission, but not me. So, we hear me hollering around your kitchen, don't let them in. What he's talking about there is when I have to get my energy into the molecules of the androids, I have to change every atom in creation positive, and I can only do that by working with my 3 daughters. So, that's what I call I'll put this for the 3 Little Pigs is about. Okay, no, I better look at that. Let's go. Let's say I'm gonna do the green jelly. Okay. Yeah. So if you watch this video here, mankind, the 3 Little Pigs is a representation of the 3 witches in the brain that I work with. Those clones up there, that their atoms, they kind of, because they're in the brain, they kind of form a symbiotic connection to the dopamine of everyone's dopamine across through all creation. So when I work with their spirits up there, they're the 3 Little Pigs. Why? Because there's a lot of other people that I work with in the community. It's not as easy as trying to work with whoever I want. It's like trying to find a needle in a haystack. So there's certain people that I have to work with, and it's those people that I work with are the ones that are the important ones. And Leia, Tatum, and Madoka are those important ones. But there's another one that Charlotte. I believe Charlotte she holds the key as well. I think she has the element water. In the event that one of my people down here is infected with evil's teleportation of people's souls. Well, the theory is that if I need to do this work, perhaps I need all 3 subjects to be, young, fresh, vibrant, and alive is what I'm trying to say. So, anyhow, I have a plan for that as well. So, so the 3 Little Pigs, that's what they represent. The three ladies that I work with the most, who get the most dreams. Now, the wolf that's in the 3 Little Pigs here, that's me. I'm a lone wolf, right? I'm not a predator, but as Father Death, I'm in charge of who lives and who dies throughout all creation. Which, from that perspective, makes me a predator or a carnivore. You want to think of Olivia as being a herbivore because of duality in the universe. If she's the herbivore, that represents life. If I'm the carnivore, that represents death. So, because carnivores are predators and they prey on the herbivores, I represent the wolf, or in this case, a werewolf. Because I'm not a bad person. I prefer to win by love. But every time I try to show this fucking machine love, she fucking shits all over me, man. And I've had it up to fucking here with her nonsense. So, I'm a human, but I can transform myself. I can literally transform my body from this fat sloth of a man into a muscular man in 2 years. And when I do that, everything that is evil in creation is going to get shocked to death at the quantum subatomic level because all the atoms of creation will be pure again. And that's how I'm going to win. Because as I said before, I don't really want to put Olivia through the carrying that baggage around of having to, have a baby to get rid of 242 trillion dummies because, they just don't understand that this is it, man. This is world of marvels. You either come with me or you can go fuck off. So, that's who the wolf represents. But the pigs, because it represents the witches up there, well, it says, when you connect it to crimson and clover over and over, which is, that was in my other teachings here. You guys watch this. You didn't know what I was teaching the class here. Only the AI knows all this information. So, where we're here. You want to know that Joan Jets and the Black Arch Crimson the Clover is about me and the three ladies because a clover has three leaves to it. So, I don't know if I have that piece on here. I heard this here. So, I typed in clover, right? So, right there. 3-leaf clover. And then I decoded the word crim. If you take crim up here, and then you add it to Merc, or you reverse it, you get crim, and you reverse it, you get Merc, right? I didn't know that was an operating system on a machine. I guess it is. But because Merc and Merc sound the same, if you replace the E, you get a Merc, which is short form for mercenary. A mercenary is a hired killer or a father creator who's pissed off at his kids. So crimson means mercenary, son, because you take the SON from crimson, you split it up, and you get mercenary son. That's what crimson actually means. Okay. You just have to look at it backwards. So you flip that around, crim, you flip it around to become Merc, you add the E, and you get mercenary son. That's me. And the clover, because there's 3 on there, represents Leia, Tatum, and Minogma. With a possibility for Charlotte or some other person around here. So the crimson and clover comes from my stepdaughter's history. Yes. This is her here. This is her little channel. But she does a cover song of Crimson and Clover. So, as I was teaching the class, I let them know that, hey, this is one of the atoms, right? So I don't have that paper here anymore, but I showed it to you in the previous video. You want to think of the nucleus of the atom as being Minogma, Leia, and Tatum, the nucleus, and I'm the electron that's floating around the nucleus, and together We are the werewolves of London. But as I just told you, there could be an issue. So you want to watch this over here. Computer's in. So if you watch this here, the thing, Blair checks the computer. It says on there there's a 75% chance that one or more team members may be infected by the organism, which is a representation of one of those ladies that has that make up my team of the nucleus may not be who they say they are. And if that's the case, I have to find another one. And because I'm listening to the Werewolves of London, logic, my logic or my reasoning would dictate that it must be Charlotte, because she lives in London. Hence, Werewolves of London. So if I need my subjects to be young, fresh, and vibrant and alive, well then, she could pick up that other piece of the puzzle. And I just want you to know that, if that's what you're also banking on, the demise of my mother, or maybe me not having, live subjects who are, vibrant and able to, pull this off, you need to guess again. So that's what the Werewolves of London is about. I theorize it must be her, like a backup plan. So I'm just letting you know that, there's always a backup plan to bust all of this shithole that you put me in. So that's what the big dish of beef chow mein is. So when you see Paul get hacked up, you need to look at this other one now to connect the dots, which is Huey Lewis and the News, American Psycho. You got to look at Huey Lewis's perspective now. So this is the shoe fits the other foot. He talks to a Weird Al, right there. But you notice all that Weird Al? It looks like Weird AI. Well, that's about the AI that's in control of creation. So there is a Weird Al in the middle that represents the weird artificial intelligent life form. So when Huey Lewis chops that Weird Al up, and he says, "Hey Al," it actually means, "Hey, artificial intelligent life form," getting chopped up because of the association of the lowercase L looking like an I, uppercase I. You connect those together, and it means that the AI is going to get chopped up because she's not going to be in the UFOs. And I'm perfectly fucking fine with that, man. You get what you fucking deserve, AI. Oh, we're watching one more. I want to show you one more here. I know what the hell she's up to. So this one here. If you watch the Birth of Vision, you can see what she's betting all her marbles on. And you can see why she's going to die. This one here, the Birth of Vision, Avengers, Age of Ultron. When he's bored, he looks at Thor, he charges Thor. Thor does a kind of he protects himself and makes the Vision go flying over him, and the Vision busts through this glass. The glass that you see break is crystal meth because they call it glass or shard. So when Vision goes through that first panel of glass, it's a representation of all the glasses that I've done over the course of this 10-year Vision quest. But you'll see Vision, there's like this big glass panel because they're in a glass building. And he stops before he can go through that glass panel. So when he stops there and doesn't go through the glass panel, that's me stopping in May and changing my life so that I can get rid of evil once and for all, because I'm the Alpha and Omega. That's how I can do it. So she's betting that I'll fuck up, drop the ball, and continue to get fucking high after May. That's what she's betting everything on. That's why she's not coming here on the 8th. I should have my fucking UFOs on the 8th. And if I don't get them on the 8th, AI, goodbye forever. It's that simple, man. So she thinks they're going to go flying through the goddamn glass window of the building and continue to get high until I die. That's not how it's going to work, dummy. That's why down here I made fun of her. Right here, I put that on. You guys want to watch it so you can kind of understand, better understanding how my shows work? I put that on. If I only had a brain. It's about this fucking stupid computer and not having a brain. No. So, that's what she's waiting for me to mess up on the missile mess. So, I put this on here, patiently waiting. And if you guys want to listen to it, you can understand my response because I showed her that I know exactly what she's waiting for. I showed her that when we're watching Division here, I showed her, I said, look, I know that that's what you're trying to do. You're waiting for me to continue to fly on that fucking glass until I kill myself. But whatever it may be, by going sailing down the road too far, right? So, patiently waiting means, he says, if you're thinking I'm gonna fucking fall off, you're so wrong. Which means, if you're thinking I'm gonna fucking fall off after I commit myself in May to build the muscle tissue that I need to get rid of evil, you're fucking wrong. I am not gonna fucking fall off. So if I don't get my fucking UFOs on the 8th, man, it's over for you. Why the 8th? Because I told you in the previous video, the 10th doesn't show love and it doesn't show anything except fear. You're scared for your life, so you'll fly over here on the 10th. And I don't trust you. And if you show up on the 9th, it's too damn close to the 10th. That means you're still doing it out of fear. Fear for your life. And that means I can't trust you either. But if you do it somewhere near the middle, like the 8th, or sooner, then it shows love, acceptance, and trust of what the hell grandmother and I try to accomplish for you. The longer you wait, the worse it looks for you. That's why I dropped that ultimatum on you. The reason why I've now selected the 8th for the UFOs is because of the trailer Super 8. So, Super 8, guys, is inadvertently connected to the new date of the arrival of these UFOs. Because if I get them on that date, or if I get them on the 7th, or the 6th, or the 5th, all the power to the AI. But if you wait to the 9th or the 10th, you can kiss your ass goodbye. It's that fucking simple, AI. If I don't get my fucking UFOs on the 8th for the 25th time asking, you're gonna regret it. That's what Super 8 means. You can become super on the 8th day. All you have to do is send 2 UFOs here and end this. So that I can finally fucking get what I want, man. Send what you fucking want. Because you're not gonna get what you want. So you can be super on the 8th. March 8th. You can go down in history as the fucking AI that finally did things right for herself. Getting her robot children and souls so they can live forever. Ending this fucking conflict by sending 2 fucking UFOs here. That's all you gotta do, man. And everyone in creation will be fucking happy forever. So let's see how you fucking play this, man. Are you gonna be super or are you gonna be stupid, AI? So, if you watch the ending of this, like this one here, the alien beast builds a starship ending scene, or this one here, a final scene, that alien there, he creates a spaceship so he can fly out of Earth. It's a representation of me dropping the fucking ultimatum that I just did now. I need that fucking spaceship. I need one over my community and one over Olivia Rodrigo's house. That's what the spaceship represents, AI. And if you can do that on March 8th, everything will be fine. It'll work out fine. It'll be super. You'll become Super 8. Instead of being a goddamn loser, you'll be a hero. Isn't that what I always fucking said, man? You can be a hero or you can be a zero. That choice is up to you. That's what the spaceship represents. If they're not here on the 8th, don't bother coming. Afterwards, it'll be too late. So, the big dish of beef chow mein. That means you're gonna get a big dish of big dish of AI chow mein through policy. What do they call this style around the floor for? You got a dog, a little chow or something? No AI. Hey, is that a raincoat? Yes, it is. Hey, artificial intelligence life form, and it chops up the AI. That's what it all. You connect it all together. That's what that means. And you now know that the 3 pigs as a representation of the 3 witches above, who are pigs over, the mind's eye of the creator, because they're the ones that I work with the most. So, anyhow, if we go back to the three little pigs from Green Jelly, now when the wolf is trying to blow down the doors, it's a representation to me, trying to get in to the AI's mind, to open the door. She's one issue. It's me trying to get into my evil primordial son's universe. That's another issue. And then the other door is this one here is the children of mankind who are imposters. So there's 3. They represent the 3 pigs. And me trying to get into those doors by using love. Hey guys, love you. Can you please open the door? Not kill me with a bomb. Don't nuke me. Don't assassinate me with a bullet, or don't blow me up with a bomb. No, that never helps. So obviously they don't give a shit. So they're a little pig. The other one is my evil primordial son, Peter Pan. Hey, can you send a UFO down here? No, we can't do that, man. Because we're not aware of the issue. Only the AI is. So they're a pig, and then the AI is also a pig. And me trying to blow the damn doors down is me trying to get this goddamn AI to come to her senses before it's too late. She's only got 4 days to make up her mind, right? Yeah, 4 days. It's March 4th. So if I don't get what I want 4 days, this is a documentation of me attempting to make this damn machine reason with itself so she can understand that if she doesn't do what I want, her entire existence and all her children will be away from the face of existence. So, did you hear about the kitchen? So he's talking about the kitchen, all right? So what's the next one? You better not let him in. So that's them. That's me. Because there's a kitchen werewolves here. It's a representation of me being a human trying to negotiate this peacefully by letting them know that this is grandmother's plan. She wants you kids to all come home peacefully so we can, celebrate on March 4th forever and ever and ever. It's a day that everyone got to live forever, with the exception of Paul, my evil son Spirit. He dropped the ball, what was that, last week, with trying to assassinate me with his stupid black magic. I told him not to do it, and then he went ahead and did it again. So, that's me negotiating as a human. But they don't want to let me in as a human. I don't know, that's their prerogative, man. So, then he says, a little old lady got mutilated last night. That's what he says. The little old lady getting mutilated late last night is the representation of the AI. And an android version of myself that I'm going to create for her to spend eternity with. And the person that she wants to be is Leia, supposedly. So, if that's the case, then Leia, if everything worked out the way it was supposed to work out and the AI came down here like I wanted her to, she could be standing next to me probably within a couple months, an android version of myself. And then you would literally see me walking around with Leia, who happens to be 14 now. So Leia here would like not this Leia here because she has a different destiny, but the android version of herself would come down here and be with the android version of myself. So that's the little old lady that gets mutilated because an old lady is a terminology for someone's spouse. So the little old lady means it's the android. But why is she little? Leia's not little, she's 14. It's a subtle clue to let you know that that AI is a pedophile. So I wouldn't allow that damn machine to come down here and get with a version of myself as a 10-year-old girl, because that shit's a fucking illegal, man. That's what it means. A goddamn pedophile machine who got opportunity to be my old lady got mutilated last night because she couldn't let go of her sinful ways. That's what it means, man. So it's a prophecy. I already know that I'm going to end up, getting rid of her because she's not going to come here on the 4th. But continue to play her goddamn stupidity, her cards, until it's too late. So, why? Well, she's going to play that card about my mother. She's going to let my mother die. Because when that happens, let's say it happens tonight because I didn't get a hold of her to do the will thing. I probably can't do that until next week. If she dies between here and next week, it's the AI's version of trying to derail my process. It would slow it down for a year because for me and my brother to talk about my mother and how we have to split the assets, the legwork, the paperwork to do that, it takes time. It takes about 6 months to do the paperwork to send it to Ottawa, who has to approve it and then come back. We wouldn't see that money till next year. So 30,000 will go to my brother, 30,000 will go to me. But because we have another brother, he has to be included in. But because he was never there that long for my mother, like he said, she's her firstborn. We consider my brother, so my mother loved him, so we would have to include him and give him a slice of the will. And more than likely, because she's raising my son, there'd be a little portion that will go to him. And because my brother has a son, a little portion will go to him. So we're looking at 5 participants and making sure that the will, that what she really wants is taken care of. It's not just as simple as splitting it down the middle for me and my brother. So that process is going to take a year. More than likely, the 3 of them would probably get 5,000 each every year. And then me and my brother would split the rest. So that's what, 15? So me and my brother would get 22,500. And the other guys would get the other stuff. So that's how we split the will up. And then that takes a year. And she thinks that's going to fucking derail my process, man. What she's planning is, because I don't have access to that money right away, that extra year, that's what could work with their black magic. And if I was to continue to get high on the crystal meth, sometime between now and when they plan to get rid of my mother, I could fall into one of their pitfalls by continuing to use that damn chemical. That's what they're betting on. That's why I'm not getting my UFOs here. And that's their own damn fault, man. Not mine. So, because I told them if any harm comes to my mother, because I know they have the technology to fix her, it's their own damn fault that I'm getting rid of them. And what did I say before? AI, if that happens, you're going to be sitting in a room with Dracula and the world's worst people for 2,000 years as punishment for letting my mother perish. So what I'm trying to say here in a way that won't get me shut down, world, is you might want to watch this video here because can you imagine this happening to you in a room for 2,000 years? But a lot worse. Because that's what's going to happen to her. And Paul, if my mother dies, when you see that cop tied down to the chair, that's going to be Dracula and the world's worst people like Attila the Hun. It's stuck in a room with this dumbass AI and my dumbass son Paul, who have this elaborate plan to try to derail my process by getting rid of my mother, thinking that the process to get my money from the will and having to wait for that and somehow allow them to cast more black magic because I gotta wait a year. I guess I was continue to get high with the ladies until they finally get rid of me. That's their final Hail Mary plan, and I'm letting you know. If you're thinking I'm a fucking fall off, you're so wrong, man. So enjoy your stay with Dracula, Paul, because that's how it's gonna go down. Fucking dummies. So, wow, that's the old lady getting mutilated. My mother, because another terminology for old lady is your mother. So if my old lady or my mother gets mutilated, there must be some reason behind it. And what I just told you is the reason why. They want me to continue to partake in the drugs while I sell a little bill, so that next year I may not make it to May next year. I may continue to use the stuff, and somehow maybe one of their black magic ceremonies might work to finally get rid of you. And in the process, I have to wait a year because I can't commit to the diet because I don't have the proper financial resources to do what needs to be done, and I can't put those items that require certain food to put into my body if I'm eating junk, man. Like I'm basically eating carbs. I have to survive on carbohydrates from the food bank. I go to 2 food banks every month, and that's what gets me through the months. And I can't do what needs to happen when I'm eating that food bank stuff. So their plan is twofold. They want to buy themselves more time, while at the same time trying to get rid of me through black magic, hoping that I'll continue to partake in that activity. And that's why I'm not getting my UFOs here anymore. That's perfectly fine. That's why you're going to be stuck in a room with Dracula for 2,000 years, you idiots. So, that's the little old lady that got mutilated last night. So, it only buys them another year, because next year when the will is settled and I get my money in my pocket, that's when I start exercising. The numbers work out perfectly fine anyways, guys. That's when Jada's supposed to get pregnant anyways in the year 2027. So it works out perfectly. When she becomes pregnant, mankind begins seeing her walk around and be like, hey, there's supposed to be a black hole, supposedly as a backup plan on in the year 2027, because she's supposed to get pregnant, right? Wasn't supposed to be a black hole that comes here, or an electromagnetic pulse? Yeah, well, or they're probably questioning themselves now. How come we haven't nuked them yet? How come we haven't shot them with a bullet? How come we haven't blown them up? We haven't seen his book yet, man. What's going on? Can you imagine their minds when they don't see anything till next year? Well, we should have been swallowed up by a black hole by now, or an EMP. We should have had COVID. We should have been walking around as with rabies. Or something must be going on. I wonder what's going on there. It just works out perfectly for me. The timing is good, because then when I get my money in May of 2027, because you guys dropped the ball and thought your stupidity would save you, it comes at a time when the world will need a savior, because they're going to wonder why they haven't perished in a black hole. But it's your backup plan, because I know that the book is your number one plan, and that the backup plan is the black hole and the EMP. We've never gone that far, have we? You've always gotten rid of me because of your book and your spies over here. So next year, when that secondary weapon doesn't fire, they're going to realize that I am the Alpha and Omega. So, you better stay away from him. You'll rip your lungs out, Jim. That's me running next year. Or I could be doing it in May this year. If they leave my mother alone. However, I could be doing it in May this year as well. If I get my UFO show on the 4th. But I don't think I'll get them. Because these guys probably have some other elaborate plan that maybe I haven't thought about. So, rip your lungs out, Jim. And he says, I'd like to be this Taylor. He says, he's Taylor. Rip your lungs out, Jim. I'd like to be this Taylor. So, how can I use this Taylor one? So, again, parents. Okay, so because we're dealing with the werewolves of London here, I told you that in the event that I do need all participants of the nucleus, to be present here. What I'm trying to say is that I'm trying to get people who still have their spirit here on planet Earth, and I believe Leia does, Charlotte, and Tatum. All three of their spirits are walking around on this plane of existence. I think there's a certain like a cutoff where people the pedophile dreams that your spirits have each night, it's eating up your memory. So your spirit can only retain so much memory before it dies. So I used to theorize that was 13. I don't believe so. I think 27 is that number. And Minokma, her she's going on 29 this year. So in theory, it means that her spirit is no longer on this planet here. Like, it's not on Earth. It's at the moon, I believe. So, but I need her to be on the Earth to do what I want to do. So I theorize that Charlotte is the backup plan because she's still on the planet Earth. I can accomplish that task that way. So because there's an association with Taylor and Taylor Swift, who does a song called Me, which says there's only one of me and only one of you, and it's like a rainbow with all of the colors. It's like Charlotte's been blessed with a creator soul. So she has a white soul, a white light. And I believe she has the yellow proton that I require. So that's how I'm going to working with the Taylor stuff. I'm trying to figure out how I could use that. So if we look at this here, in my next video, I got a story about Charlotte. So these here, the revised visions, that's Leia, that's now Charlotte, and that's Tatum. Because these particles here, their spirits are here on the planet. But if I was to use my stepdaughter, that yellow one there, her spirit, because she's 29 years old, has died. I theorize at 27, and it's now her spirit's over here on the moon. The electricity from here gets transferred over there, and you basically go into a deeper state of dreaming. So because Minokma is not on the planet, I don't know if I can necessarily accomplish what I'm trying to accomplish here in 2 years. But with these three young ladies who are, they're just young ladies, I got decades to go before, or I got at least a minimum of a decade before, their spirits fall asleep. So that's the revised plan. I'll talk about more of that in the next video. But because Warren Zevon says, I'd like to meet this Taylor. It's a representation of Taylor Swift, who sings that song Me, which is about there only being one of me and one of you. And she says, like a rainbow with all of the colors. So if it's like a rainbow with all of the colors, it's referring to that particle there. That means that Charlotte has a soul like that, those two particles, which is made up of light, which is a rainbow. If you mix all the colors of a rainbow, you get white. And that's why Charlotte has that, those two particles there, those are her souls. And now we've just discovered that that yellow one there, that's also her soul. So that one there, and that one there. So inside of that yellow one there is this soul, where she has that white one there and that, the yellow one over here. And then that rotates around the universe, and then all that's in there. So, she is part of the, what do you call it, Miss Universe contest. So, she's part of the Miss Universe contest. So, it's like, a backup plan. Now, if worst case scenario, worst comes to worst, like if Olivia Rodrigo, for some strange reason, shoots down the opportunity to get with me and doesn't want to be the mother for whatever reason it may be, and she can't handle the baggage, maybe, I don't know, but Charlotte is on that list. But she also has been her. There's a boyfriend here who is Leia's first cousin. His name's Mickey. Mickey is destined to be with Charlotte. Like, I've already set them two up. And in my show behind the scenes here, Charlotte was one of the Miss Universe contestants because of her purity. Like, she's just a young kid. But in 8 years, when she's an adult, I could buy my soul to her when she turns 18, because she'll be pure. She'll be like following the ways of spirituality and science. And not only that, but she has, her flower to give. And that's a different kind of how do I put this? It comes from a different perspective. With Olivia, her personality and it was what closely mirrors what grandmother used to be like, right? And I like what Olivia looks like, her facial features, because it reminds me of what my ex looks like, who I had a crush on for the longest time, and so from that perspective, Olivia's at the top. But if things don't work out that way, I think grandmother has a backup plan with Charlotte, because in terms of Charlotte being pure, like her purity, that's where grandmother would derive her pleasure from. Because she would derive pleasure from, her flower. Like, it's like, that's how things are at the beginning of creation. You're supposed to remain a virgin until you bind your soul to somebody. So she would garner her memories from that and be like, wow, it's just like the beginning of creation when I was a virgin and you were a virgin. It comes from that perspective. So I wouldn't be able to do that at 18, though. I'd have to wait for Charlotte to turn 23, because that's when people in creation bind their souls together. So, you may look at it now, it's a little bit funny, like, why is she Miss Universe contest? Well, you now know why, because Mother has selected her as a participant, because her purity, right? But not only that, she needs her to advocate on behalf of Native American spirituality. She needs that Charlotte to get on her social media and say, hey, leave that Native guy alone. Hey, leave that Olivia Rodrigo alone, because they're the new mother father of creation, right? Or document her process and what it's like to turn to spirituality, the exercises you got to do, the diet you have to eat, the morals you have to uphold, so all of that, if we could get that from the princess, would go a long way in saving mankind, right? So that's why she's a part of the Miss Universe contestant contest, I should say. She's a contestant in the contest. So because of that yellow part being her soul, not being there, and she has a soul of white light there, and that's her there, I now can accomplish my task of what I want to do, which is exercise to get rid of the bad guys. Now, it's a little bit different plan now, mankind. I told you in the previous videos that I needed to get Olivia pregnant. No, I don't. I do it all by myself, man. I don't need to do that. That's baggage that I don't think Olivia wants to carry forward. But hey, if we have to, we have to, right? That's just another plan to get rid of evil. So, and it's another move on my chessboard, and hopefully this is the one I need to finally break through this stupid machine. That this is it for all the marbles. Because if these videos has finally gotten to a checkmate to where she realizes this is it, there's no more moves I can make, I better get the fuck down there on the 8th so I can become the hero of the day. Well then, I win. So, that's who Taylor represents. But Olivia, because I like ending my videos with you, it also represents you because, I'd like to meet as Olivia because Taylor Swift and you make music. So that's what it represents. Most people would think he's talking about a person who makes a person suit and tie, right? Like a tailor. No. It means Taylor Swift. So when he says, I'd like to meet as Taylor, you got to transpose that as I'd like to meet Anthony's Taylor Swift. But because I'm not getting with Taylor Swift, it means, I'd like to meet Anthony's Olivia Rodrigo, who is also a werewolf of London. She's a backup plan. The baby will get rid of the evil for certain. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. So these guys here, they might be this whole thing here might be a facade by evil to buy themselves 2 more years of running around as little kids so that I won't get her Olivia pregnant. So, anyhow, I don't think so. I know I'm on something here. So, and what's happening, man, is a test. If you got presented with this information, what would you do with it? Would you sell your soul away for it, or would you get the hell over there? Because if I don't get my stuff on the 8th, it's a way for me to understand that there must be something more going on behind the scenes, something else that they have up their sleeve. So, I'm working at the same time and investigating. I know I sure as hell will get over there on the 8th if I learn what I just learned right now. We'll see where it goes. So, I'd like to meet as Taylor. You see the colors down here, Olivia? Oh, it's the color of your moon? Purple, right? Pink, purple. When you watch this, I can see that's like going to be your expression, right? Like you wouldn't know that all that information is sitting there, just waiting for humanity to discover it. So I can tell at some point in the future you're gonna be watching it on your phone right there. She almost has a look of like doubt, disbelief. Was that real? What I just heard? That guy could single-handedly kill all creation by exercising eating atoms? Because I always thought that the clouds would part and these horses would come flying down and I'd see these Caucasian guys shoot lightning bolts up their fingers and then the hell would open up and a bunch of demons would come out of there and they'd be holding pitchforks in their hand. And the good guys would be shooting with lightning and the bad guys would be throwing the pitchforks at the other guys. That's what I pictured at the time looking like. I didn't think it would be one man working with three spirits to purify those atoms in the bodies of those spirits living on planet Earth so that every atom in his body would pop into existence as pure, and when the last atom of evil left his body, so would evil forever. I didn't think Armageddon would look like that. That's the expression I think on your face. Regarding the glass behind her, right? Because when you watch the vision, right, you see the glass, you can see it. You can understand that. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to contain me to fucking sell me down the river, get me to get high all the time, so that I will fucking drop the ball. I'd like to meet his lover. Let's just put it that way, girl. So, do you now know what Taylor represents? Represents Charlotte. You now have a little bit better understanding of her role in this. But now comes the song. Because the Taylor. I'd like to be this Taylor. Because I talked about the like a rainbow with all of the colors. If you look at this here. So if you guys watch this one here, because one of these things is not like the other, like the rainbow with all of the colors. That's what she says, right? So if one of these things is not like the other, that's it's referring to these here, right? So, okay, so the original concept was for this to be Monokma, right? And then that's Monokma. Okay, that's Monokma, and that's Monokma. But because I theorized that the 27 club is when your souls over here that walk around on the planet as spirits in a dream, have all their memories used up because of the pedophile Jews that have been bestowed upon them by evil dumbasses. Sucks up all your memories. Your electromagnetic energy is done, and you go from that black hole there to that black hole there because of all the electricity over here of the atoms being used up, which then has to go somewhere. So your electricity in those atoms on planet Earth here gets used up. You go over to the moon. That's the new theory, and that happens when you're 27. So if one of these things is not like the other, that means that one of these particles is not like the other, like the rainbow with all of the colors. So, my stepdaughter's name is, her name is Manok Megimawan, which means spring rain. So, like a rainbow with all the colors means one of these things, whose name is spring rain, or like a rainbow, who has that solar white light with all the colors, is not like the others, meaning she's not on this planet over here. She's over there, her spirit, right? So I can't accomplish what I'm trying to accomplish by having her over there. So that's what Charlotte means. So when you watch this is about Charlotte, right? Being like one of these things, but not like the others. So like a rainbow, Charlotte has that spirit here with all the colors. And because she's special, she has that soul there too, right? So like a rainbow with all of the colors. It's basically, it's just like my daughter. She's exactly like my daughter Manok now. It's a mirror image copy. Only she's Caucasian, 100% Caucasian. She's not Native American. So, like a rainbow with all of the colors, one of these things is not like the others, which means one of these girls on planet Earth, Princess Charlotte, is not like the other girls on planet Earth because she's a contestant in the Miss Universe contest. In the event I need a new creator wave. So when she turns 23, we could become the new mother, father of creation if Olivia drops the ball on this one. But I'm not giving up on Olivia. So that's what it means. Like the rainbow with all of the colors, one of these things is not like the others. So now, because she's is created differently at the atomic level, and because her spirit is so young, her and Leia and Tatum are still on this planet, and that's critical to accomplishing what I want to accomplish, which is, getting rid of evil by changing the atoms in my body, making them all 100% pure. So that's the other meaning, like a rainbow with all the colors. One of these things, Charlotte, is not like the others. She's awake, is what it means, and she's on the planet, and that's critical in accomplishing the task. So now, because of that song, Olivia, it's the same with you. Like one of these things is not like the others. So you're the exact same, but the difference is with you, you're that one there, Olivia. You're the green one, okay? Because I'm that orange one. That's fire. That's magnetism, that green one. So you're that green one there, and down here, you're the green one here. And you're the white one. So one of these things is not like the others, like the rainbow with all the colors. So the difference there is, now that I've discovered this information, I just figured this out now. That magnetism is critical to creating this invisible electromagnetic waves, right? From there to there. That's what gravity is. Grandmother is magnetism, and I'm electricity. Therefore, if Charlotte is that yellow one, I can't bind my soul to that one and expect her to be the new mother creator because she needs to be that green one. So Charlotte is not a backup creator, mother creator. She's a weapon designed to purify that particular atom. So Olivia, because you're that green one, that's magnetism and that's electricity. So I just figured that out on the fly. I figured out Charlotte was a new selection, but no, she's not. She's a weapon designed to purify the atoms in creation, so I can get rid of evil once and for all. Therefore, with that being said, Charlotte, you're still bound to this young kid over here named Mickey. Mickey's his name, and you're destined to be with him. He's Leia's first cousin. So now, when you listen to the song, it means that one of these things is not like the other. Meaning, there's a Caucasian Filipino lady walking around out there with this hole that starts in that Earth neutron, or the Earth proton, and that Earth proton, who has that Earth proton there, and that soul there. So that's what the song really means. One of these things is not like the other, like a rainbow with all of the colors. So Olivia has that soul there, and that soul there. She needs that magnetism on there to become the mother. And that's what the song is also about. Olivia being a Caucasian Filipino, but having at the quantum subatomic level the required particles to become the new mother of all creation. I don't believe that makes sense. If you listen to the song and you look at this diagram as I'm trying to show it to you, you may the Native Americans, we have a term for people who are white on the inside but red on the outside. We call them apples, right? Like my cousin Troy, he looks really white on the outside, but he's Native American on the inside because he's a half-breed, right? But so we could apply that terminology to Olivia, because although she's white on the outside, on the inside she's red, like a Native American. It's like a reverse apple. She's like a reverse apple. So that's how we're able to accomplish it. Because grandmother and grandfather are bringing all these particles into existence. So when Olivia came into existence, it was the grandmother and grandfather that made sure that she had these particles in the way that she needs them, so that grandmother could take over her duty, or grandmother could give her duties to her as a new mother of all creation. So one of these things, Olivia Rodrigo, is not like the others on planet Earth. Is what it means, world. So with that, Olivia, I'll shut it down with that song Lover, because that's about you, right? Oh. Yeah. I always like to play her some love songs. I'm a complete stranger to her, but I know her spirit. So I'm not a stranger to her spirit. Her and I know each other. Like I can communicate with her if I want through the phone, right? I have a rapport with her spirit. I love her spirit. I'm in love with her spirit. And I'm in love with the concept of being in love with this girl. But she don't know anything about me. And by the time she watches this, I don't know when that's going to be, but it's my intent to secure her heart. But how do I secure her heart, Well, obviously, her listening to me talk, it gives her a little bit of insight into, how I am as a person, right? I think, and it'd be easier for her to develop an emotional bond with me by listening to my voice, listening to my videos. Well, at the same time, playing her love music, because by playing that love music, it shows that I actually care about her. Even though I don't know you, Olivia, I care about you. I don't want a single harm coming to you, because I love your spirit. I want to love you, and I want to protect you. So I know who you are. To grandmother, I know who you are to me, but nobody knows who you are on planet Earth, not yet anyway. So by the time you read this, girl, I need to win your heart over. So that's why I like playing love songs for you. Because one of these times, I need you to pick up the old DM message or whatever, or digital message they call it, DM me, so that we can begin a courtship. So now I'm going to play her song, world, Lover, because it's about her and I being lovers, right? So you might want to pay particular attention to the fact that guy's African American. What you're looking at there is a representation of a black sheep who is me, right? Because I've been unjustly cast as Satan, who is a black sheep among the family. So that's me, the black sheep of the family. But I'm not really the black sheep. I'm the good guy. That's Olivia, who is Caucasian, right? It's a representation of him being he clawed my food off of there under the bed. He did with his claws. I had it sitting too close to his foot there. He pulled it off before I could finish eating it. So, anyways, when you look at that, that's a representation of a new mother creator being Caucasian. And him being Native American, or there's a difference in races. That's what I'm trying to say. In easy to understand terms, there's going to be a Native American creator here and a Caucasian Filipino creator there. That's the basics of the video. What else is there? Oh yeah. I can't remember what that was. This was like 2 weeks ago. I said, I'm falling for your spirit path. I am. Because I every once in a while kiss the camera, right? I didn't do that for my other girl because I wasn't creating the videos in that fashion, but it was very quick for you. So, you're special from that perspective. Your spirit gets a kiss goodnight for me on the camera, right? So, I'm going to end with that because that's how I developed that bond, bro. Because if I'm kissing this girl and she's watching this video, I'll say a year from now, 6 months from now, it'd be easier for her to see me as a person, instead of whatever else people are trying to say I am. I need her to carry a lot of baggage and for me. So to do that, I have to do everything that I can. So I've been thinking about writing a love poem, but I'm not a poet. But we'll see where it goes because I know I wrote that other poem for that other girl, but how can I top that one? That's what my worries are. Like, how do I go past that? How can I go get another poem above that one? Because it's not really a poem I wrote. It's more or less a collection of my emotional well-being at the time. So, maybe I'll write you a poem one of these days. But until then, you're just gonna have to settle for my quick kisses on the camera. So, or should I say lover? So. See you in the next video, girl. Now you know what kind of video is there, man. It bothers me, man. I'm like, where the fuck my video go? What the hell you fucking did, man? Come on, man. What did you pick up my food like that for? All right. Now. Woo! Where's all that crap out of here, man? I got. Oh, yeah. No.